Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here. Time to review another episode of Yu Yu's Bizarre Adventure. That's right. Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 75. Not the greatest episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Mainly for story-based reasons. The animation was fine, the pacing was fine, the story progression, that's where we get some problems, but the overall summary is, it's kind of like the next day, or maybe the next couple days, you know, Yusuke and Kuwabara are at school, because they figure we got 3 weeks till this portal's finished. We got time. No. Botan shows up. We got Koenma, 1 week, it's opening way faster than we thought it was, you guys are fucked, get on it. Kuwabara's like, oh, 1 week until the apocalypse, Armageddon and all that shit? I think I'm gonna go to a rock concert for some kind of band referencing Metallica. I'm sitting here like, really, Kuwabara? Really? Are you serious? Like, you're gonna go to a rock concert to go watch bootleg swap meet Metallica, but you're not gonna save the world. I'm done with you. And Yusuke's basically the same way. The whole group meets up. Shadow Dude is still in the hospital. Kurama doesn't doesn't show up. Yusuke's like, fuck this, I'm going to the arcade. They're like, oh, you know, Yusuke's matured, he'll probably go help out Kuwabara. No, he went to the arcade. Really, Yusuke? Goodness gracious. And then, we get, let's see, there was a little bit of the spirit portal stuff with the main dude and the dude who's opening the actual portal. We also got some stuff with Kurama. We see where Kurama went. He's with Koenma, and he's basically suspicious that Koenma knows more about this villain that they're fighting than he lets on, and Koenma's acting a little suspicious. So Koenma might know who this guy is. He might know the history behind this guy. We don't really know yet. But it's definitely a nice little carrot being dangled. Then we got this dude who shows up. After the concert, Kuwabara's going home with his friends, lights start flickering, and the walls ooze green slime, and the phone rings, but nobody's there. No, I'm just kidding, SpongeBob reference. Anyways, the street lights flicker, one friend disappears, and then this dude shows up with his water stand from JoJo, just straight up Endol up in this mug. And his name is, what was your name? What was your name?
Kiyoshi Matari, nickname Seaman.
Oh, good. That's just... oh, that's too good. Anyways, so, Seaman is gonna fight Kuwabara. He has all his friends trapped. He basically explains his abilities, how he has... you know, if his blood touches water, he makes little stands appear. And, yeah, I mean, Kuwabara could probably beat him. He doesn't seem like he's physically that strong himself, but he doesn't have his powers at all still. So we don't really know what's going on with that. I believe he said something about using that one sword to fight, kind of like nerfed his powers or drained them or something. Don't really know. Maybe he can only use that sword to access his powers. I have no idea. We'll just have to see what happens, but it's very strange that they're gone, and it's constantly mentioned that he doesn't have them, so hopefully they come back in a big way. Maybe in this fight, don't know. But he's taking this guy on solo because the team is making stupid decisions. He goes to a rock concert when the world's at stake. Yusuke goes to an arcade when the world's at stake. Hiei's nowhere to be found, which, whatever. It's just... what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's just why I thought these characters were more mature. I mean, yeah, they're middle schoolers, but, like, really? Like, you should know the severity of the situation, so... story-based, for the story, you know, I'm like, eh, like, it's still, this dude's powers are cool, Kuwabara's getting a fight, he's one of my favorite characters, but I'm not liking the decisions the characters are making. They don't really seem like the decisions that these characters would make in this situation. They seem like very forced reasons to separate them, kind of. But, yeah, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. The animation was good, like I said, pacing was fine, it was an okay episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. I'd give like a 7 out of 10. It was okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that happened. Like, yeah, like I said, a few, you know, good carrots were dangled, like with Kurama confronting Koenma. And, damn, their names are kind of similar now that I say them right next to each other. Kurama, Koenma. I guess not, but I don't know. Can kind of get tongue-tied on them, I guess, if I was just talking too fast. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the episode. It was fun to watch, I guess. It's just, I don't know. It was okay, I guess. Yeah, 7 out of 10 for this episode. Wasn't feeling it too much, but it was not bad by any means. I am interested to see where these plot points go. I am definitely following the carrot, so to speak. And I'd like to see Kuwabara get his powers back and kill fucking seamen, so yeah. Now I will talk about the next episode. Okay, you guys, so episode 76. I actually really liked this episode. The first half of the episode, to start the summary, the first half of the episode is the entire Kuwabara versus seaman fight. That's hilarious. No, it's juvenile, but it is kind of funny. Yeah, so Kuwabara's fighting him, and he's still getting his ass kicked. He's still getting knocked around because he doesn't have his powers. But we cut over to scenes of Genkai and Yusuke. She's pissed at him, obviously, for going to the arcade like an idiot. But what happens is, she basically explains, and she could have explained this to Kuwabara, but she explains that his powers are going through a metamorphosis. They're like preparing themselves. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, his powers like are preparing for something big and epic to happen. And that happens in the middle of this fight. His powers awaken, but they're like fucking, like, he's cutting through dimensions. I'm like, slow down, bro. You're super hacks right now. Like, simmer down. He legit cuts through dimensions. Just swing, cuts the dimension, dude's blood, semen down. Semen is leaking everywhere. Yeah, I just said that. So, semen's leaking everywhere with blood, and Kuwabara, that was a good one. I said that one right on the spot. I'm proud of that one. Anyways, Kuwabara has his sword back. It's cool. His abilities are back, and he's super powerful. And he's the guy that we now know his name, Shinobu Sensui. He's the one who him and his goons want to cut open the Takai barrier, whatever it's called, flood in demons, apocalypse, Armageddon, all that stuff. And that's only the first half of the episode, so that's all great stuff. It's a good little, not really a fight, but it's a good little reveal of his abilities and how important he is to the bad guys. So all that stuff's good. The second half of the episode, though, Kuwabara carries everyone home, and like all his friends and the dude, Seaman, and he wakes up in bed, and they're gonna ask him questions. Who's the bad guy? Blah blah blah. And he starts explaining it, and he mentions the tape called Chapter Black. Kurama knows what this is. It's basically just the worst of humanity on one videotape that lasts like 1,000 hours. Just the wars and the killings, and he describes this stuff very brutally. You know, it's very detailed in his describing of it. It's not super graphic. He doesn't say like, oh, the raping and all that stuff, but he talks about all this different murder and killing and all these other things, and these little like images that pop up of decapitations and like crusades and shit. And I mean, yeah, it's definitely an interesting dynamic, because when you first see that he's like, oh, I was bullied, so now I want to destroy everybody, that's pretty flimsy. But after you see that it's like, okay, no, this Chapter Black tape shows you the worst of everybody. Like, this is just like, yeah, humanity fucking sucks, and most people even today say humanity fucking sucks and is totally hopeless. But, yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's definitely, cool. I think it's definitely justified in its execution. I think that having these characters be convinced by this tape, if it's as brutal and graphic and all this stuff as they say it is, then I can kind of understand why these people would be like this. It could even looks like it may have even drove the doctor dude mad. He went crazy after watching it, possibly. Then we get the explanation that Shinobu Sensui is a former spirit detective who was questioning whether humanity was worth saving, and he was already questioning it. Then he watched the tape, so you knew he was fucking gone. Like, he's out of there. And now he's trying to kill everybody by opening the spirit portal, and he wants Kuwabara to do it. Another of the 7 is down. We got the reveal of who the main villain is and his history. There's still more to it, but it's very interesting. We've got the reason why these guys are turning evil, and it's definitely a good reason, and I think it's very interesting, and I've never really seen anything like it. I mean, I've seen people hate humanity and all that and wanting to end it, but through the videotape and just how it's just this tape, it's like a collection of all this stuff. It's just kind of interesting. It's you know, I don't know how to describe it. Just interesting, for I guess a lack of a better word. But yeah. So what else happened? I think that's pretty much everything that happened. Quenwa explains, you know, who he is. And, yeah. Oh, and there's, like, this scene where older Tagoro, yeah, it's older Tagoro, gets eaten by this dude, but he's still gonna play a part, and I don't know, that was kind of weird, but we'll see where that goes, I guess. But yeah, I thought there was a decent amount of story progression, fairly good. Animation, fine. Solid animation. The, character development, kind of, for this new character that's been introduced. He's definitely got good characterization. I wouldn't say he's super deep, but he's definitely similar to the Doctor, but even more so than the Doctor. Just very well characterized, excuse me, and very three-dimensional as a character. He's not just mindless henchman number one. He's not even henchman number one that has a good, you know, backstory or good motivation. He's like henchman number one that is like, not even henchman number one. He's just like a full-fledged character, which I think is really good. So, I'm done saying this episode was pretty damn good. I'll probably give it like an 8 out of 10 to an 8.5. A very good to great episode. Like an 8.3. Yeah. Very good episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Really liked it. So, I guess that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.